in Spanish. You can use for the interpreting.
Okay.
Buenas tardes a todos. Preparados, comenzamos la rueda de prensa post partido del Anadolu Efes. Primero con una evaluación de su entrenador. Coach, we're ready to hear your statement about the game, please.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, everybody. It was one game with two different halves where Real Madrid absolutely deserved this victory. I think we controlled well the first half against one very good offensive team, maybe the most talented team in Europe. We scored 45 points, we received only 37, and it was looking like my team was scared the second half when they opened the second half. Very bad. Real Madrid was, of course, great. But our opening second half with 5 first minutes until TV time was 5:15, even with so many turnovers, with one difference, which was not on the level like in the first half. And there the main points, I think, was in some comparison was the big guys like Reyes and Ayon, which scored extremely high percentage, and definitely Casey Rivers, who was the positive surprise of the game with 6 for 7 threes. We have to teach a lot of this game, and it is, let's say, big opportunity and big challenge to play against one team like Real Madrid. We have to continue to teach a lot of this game, and just to be ready at Friday to continue to play one good basketball.
Preguntas para el entrenador. Os pediría por favor que solicitarais el micrófono del compañero y dijerais vuestro nombre y medio de comunicación. Gracias. Segundo, por favor. Can you use the microphones, please?
Hola, buenas tardes. Soy periodista turco. Bueno, el resultado parece que no es sorpresa para nadie, pero sí que ha sido el primer tiempo que ha dado mucho miedo a Real Madrid. Y eso da un poco esperanza para el segundo partido a Anadolu Efes.
Look, your question is about first quarter. I think that we have to teach of this game, and about like your question is about hopes. Yes, of course. In my philosophy, I prepare all games to win, to do the best, and I think that we have to be more ready on Friday than was tonight. It don't mean that we are ready to make some break in once playoff series best of 5, but we have to react, and I think we have to do our best.
Más preguntas para el entrenador, por favor. ¿Está bien? Okay, coach. That's all, coach. Thanks so much.
No, man. Thanks.
Thanks so much, coach.
Thank you, guys. Good day. Bye.
Good evening. As usual, we start with the assessment from Pablo and then questions. Question first, to congratulate the guys. I think we made quite a difficult match from the beginning. The first quarter, we didn't have enough pace. We were back in defense, back in offense. The feeling that we could not get advantages from blocks, no penetration. We throw 13 3-pointers and 12 2-pointers, and that meant that most of them were not work, just a difference in defense and just throwing. And that's why they were winning in the first quarter. I think in the second quarter we were a lot more focused defensively and offensively, moving the ball a lot better. Open shots. We controlled the rebound, and I think that was key to get a victory, that we had to work very hard from the beginning. Something that we were expecting, because this is the Final Four from the EuroLeague, one of the best teams in Europe. And we knew that winning these matches was a lot of work. Questions for Pablo? Hello, Pablo. I don't know if you're going to have to provide a recipe or the script of your talks in the dressing room, because the second halves are really plugged in for the team. So what do you tell them today, so the team provide quite a different image in the second half than in the first half? Well, quite often it has nothing to do one with the other. Nothing to do. I think today there were two clear things I wanted to tell them. One, easy. Keep it calm. So we were a bit anxious in that first half. We had to keep it calm and to recognize, and that's more tactical, the situations that were happening both defensively and offensively. I think we understood quite well. We turned the match over, and in the last quarter we were able to control the match, especially from our defense, and to get a winning that was complex. I would like to ask you about Gustavo Ayón. 27 minutes today, quite a performance with 14 points and 29 as value. Is that the forward Real Madrid needed? The center Real Madrid needed? I always say I need all of them. When I go back to what I've always said, we have a season that goes near to 80 matches. From day one, something is on stake. Nobody remembers that in October we were playing for the Super Cup, and you're already betting on that. You're already having that on stake, and you need everyone. I'm really happy with the whole team's work to be focused. You were asking about Salah on Sunday, about Carroll. You probably will ask me about Rivers today. I think that's the strength of a team, to be able to get the players that in each moment can contribute with something, and that for sure are not going to be for the whole year in that very good glory moment. The team grew a lot, that's what I think. And regarding Gustavo, today is a day when he probably signs better with his numbers, but I'm really happy with the way he grew within the team. I would like to ask you about the change of Nocioni at the beginning of the fourth quarter, that he seems to be pissed off. I don't know if because of the change or because of the referee. I think Chavo transmits a lot. He has a lot of heart. So I think he was a bit more frustrated about the referee not saying anything about a foul that was obvious to me, that with the change. Yeah, they're not saying anything about the foul. For me it was clear, it was a penetration as catches, and in that sense the player, being a player, and I understand that he was pissed off. how would it be different? For me, the good important thing is that that goes by quickly and that he does as he did at the end, and that he was needed at the end of the match to have him, and he provided power at the end. Sometimes you cannot do a perfect match, but there are many things, opponents, officials, scoring, not scoring, everything. All that contributes to the state of mind, and I understand he was pissed off. But if he was pissed off with me, I don't understand, because I love him very much. Him and everybody else. You talk about anxiety at the beginning of the quarter. I think that was the basic part for the second half match, to control that anxiety, to start differently the match on Friday. Right. Well, understand a player from the beginning, from the first match, to understand the importance it has. You're 1-0, but there's a long way ahead. Really a long way. We haven't done nothing yet. I think right now it's important to see what did it well, what we did bad, the adjustments that would be necessary. And up to a point, be calm, because we have one step already. There's a long. And up to a point, be calm, because we have one step already. There's a long. First, about the defensive rebound, that was very well, even in the worst times of the match. At least you gave no second options, and if that's a good base to keep on working on this playoff. And the second question about Rui Fernandez, what was his level in the match? He seemed to be having problems to get all the way to the basket. If it was because of his problems. First, I think for us the rebound is clear. A good defense ends when you get the ball back. Sometimes your strength is a shot. A good defense appears when you don't let them to shoot, and then someone shoots, and you have to get that ball. And I think we did quite a good job, and everybody's adding rebounds. Casey, Chapo, Machuli, everybody, and that's important, because that sometimes people think that's just for the centers, but it's key. Everybody has to do it, and it's key for everybody. We got in Rudy, quite normal. We're talking about a player who has been stopped for 9 days. And no matter how much work you can do, he's lost a bit of pace. In spite of that, I saw him quite well. Quite well. It's true that when you have a back problem, you take some time to get back on track. But I'm happy, because I know that from today onwards, he will be better. So if I'm not unhappy with the match that he did today, if he doesn't have a setback, he'll do better. The coach from the other team just said that Casey Rivers was a positive surprise from Real Madrid. Was it a surprise for you, with the 86% in three-pointers and the value? Nope. No. Casey, I believe, already have some really good matches. Offensively, I remember one against Juventus, playing here quite well. Often in a team, you only value the work when you score. And I value the work for the whole season from Casey. Last 2 matches, he had 9 rebounds, 16 rebounds. Today, 5 rebounds. So I think those are the situations that make a player to be important within the team. His defense, and if he scores, good. That's always good. But it's not a surprise for me. I think Casey is quite a complete player. He's contributing a lot, as I always say. The other day you were asking about JC, and I said that I was not surprised, and I'm not surprised either now. I'm happy he had this match today. You've already been asked for John, but at 29 he will be the BD of this first. Is this the Gustavo Ayllón Real Madrid needs right now? Yeah, I think it's the best version of all of them. But we're at this level of the competition. The best teams in Europe need all the players giving the best. Gustavo had a great match. I hope he will maintain this level. He will he wouldn't some days, but we will always value the contributions for the team, and I'm happy for him. Any more questions? Okay, good.